All right, and so at this point here, I would like to bring to the stage Liz Campbell. I've known Liz for several years now, probably more years than I can count. And we've known each other sort of on and off. We're sort of professionals in the same circle. We're all in digital marketing and sort of cross paths on a fairly regular basis. Liz runs webinars and seminars as well. And you'll see her on social media. She's pretty active on social media as well, so highly visible. She's a journalist, well, an ex-journalist. She runs a copywriting business. She's got a team of people that works with her, and she really is one of the, or a master of the wow. So is able to create and craft copy that really cuts through the noise so that you get noticed. Not only does she do that, but she can train other people to do it as well too. So she's helped other people to become masters of their own copy, and she's trained a team of people who are all excellent copywriters as well too. So at this point here, I would like you to put your hands together and let's welcome Liz Campbell to the show tonight. Take it away, Liz.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. That's awesome. What a lovely introduction. I really appreciate that. I've got some slides to share tonight. Is that okay, Nick?
That's fine. You should be able to share the screen. If you
I'll share my screen.
Yep. Perfect. Look at that.
Right. I hope my internet holds out for you guys as well tonight. Oh, wrong one. This one.
All right, that's looking good. If anyone's got power tools running in the background, can you just mute yourself?
Yeah. Don't mind a bit of power tools happening. One way to stand out, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Awesome, you guys. So as I was saying, I hope my sound and my internet is okay. Let me know. I've got the chat up, so if it does go a bit crackly, I'll just turn my my video off and we'll try it that way. I can also
it's looking good, Liz. Your sound is perfect. So no
oh, good. Oh my God. That's so good. Because this morning, you guys, it was the worst ever. We had a blackout here. I'm in Cairns at the moment. We're traveling around Australia and I'm happily stuck in Cairns, as I've been saying to people, with my family up here. And we had a blackout and I'm running a 5-day content writing challenge at the moment. And that means my internet here was down and I was relying on my phone internet, which was really not good at all. So I'm so happy that you guys can hear me, and just let me know that you can see my slides as well.
Yep, all looking good, Liz.
Awesome. Okay, my friends, let's get into it. I've got an hour to spend with you tonight. I've got till 7:30. I'm so happy about this because what I want to share with you tonight is all about how to stand out, look good online, and cut through all the noise. And I don't know about you, but I've seen a heck of a lot more people online in the last few months as the current situation unfolds with COVID and the economic situation. And I'll tell you what, the steps and tips that I'm going to give you tonight are really going to help you not only stand out and cut through the noise, but really position yourself as somebody that is a go-to person, but also has really great, clever content. And I'm going to give you some tips around that tonight. So if that sounds like a good idea, in the chat, just give me a yes, or if you're on your phone, give me a thumbs up emoji. And also, while I've got you, I would love to know what your biggest issue is around content. Because in a minute, I'm going to share a little bit more about myself, but also I'm going to share some of the biggest mistakes that people are making right now. And even just today, I spoke with a guy who's in New South Wales, and he was so hastily throwing content out there, just hoping something would stick with no strategy. So people are doing this stuff day in, day out. They're having major issues with content. Share with me, guys, what's your biggest issue when it comes to content? Creating content, social media content, blog content, online content, websites, whatever it is. What's your biggest issue? As you guys give me that information, I'll give you a little bit of information about me. We'll do an info swap, shall we? So my name is Liz Campbell. I am the word stylist, and I've loved writing ever since I was about as big as this little girl in the photo, which is actually me. When I was about 4 years old and right before I penned my very first book, Yes, I did create a book when I was that young. That's how far back my very first memory goes of my love of writing. And I've since created a really lengthy career as a journalist and as a writer. I've now got, I think, almost 25 years experience as a content writer and as a journalist. That's professional experience. That makes me sound old, doesn't it? So I've had my business, EC Writing Services, for almost going into our 7th year. I've seen so many changes happen in that time in our industry. I'm sure, Nick, you'll so agree with me on that. There's been so much happen, especially in the social media space and especially with online content. I've got a book. It's my best-selling book, Wow Words on the Web. I wrote that when I first started my business, actually. It was one of the first things that I did to position myself as somebody a little bit different, because at that time there was a lot of content marketers out and about. Now at this time there's a lot of fragmented content, everyone out there, including you guys, which is really, really exciting. I'd like you guys to start thinking of yourselves as content creators / business owners, because that's essentially what you are. I've also been, I was a journalist when I was about 14 years old. And this is a really funny little story, because I actually had an article published on the front page of the Western Star out in Roma. Does anyone know where that is? Can you give me a yes, I do, or no, I have no idea? No idea, Nick, really? Wow, that's okay. It's 7 or 8 hours west of Brisbane. Longer, probably 9 or so hours from the Gold Coast. So right out smack bang in the middle of southwest Queensland. And we had moved out there when I was 14. So I really was not a very happy camper, considering we left Brisbane to go out to the country. But when I was in year 9, we had the opportunity to do work experience. And I really wanted to do work experience at the radio station, 4ZR, I think it is out there. And I missed out on that one, thank God, because they have to get up as an announcer. You have to get up so early, especially if you're in breakfast show, like 3 a.m. or whatever. No thanks, I like my sleep. So my second choice was to go to Just Jeans. So I really wanted Just Jeans because I would get 25% off the denim cut-off jean shorts. I thought that would be a cool trade for if I gave a week of my time, if I could get a pair of denim shorts. Well, I missed out on that one too. And the third option that I gave was to join the journalists at the Western Star. And guys, to be honest, I hadn't really put 2 and 2 together that I could take this love of writing that I had and turn it into a career as a journalist. I wasn't a kid that grew up like with, you know, journalism mentors, or, you know, loving Yarn Event or anything like that. I didn't watch the news, I hated the news, like this wasn't my thing, but I loved writing and I really loved telling people's stories, and I really loved even more connecting with people and understanding their story. So when I got to be a journalist for a week, it was awesome. And they said to me as soon as I got there, you can't do this anymore with interns at newspapers and other media outlets. Pretty much your work experience students, they won't do much at all. They'll sort of just get coffee or get you newspapers or whatever. But back then, remember we're talking in the late 90s, early 90s, sorry. I got to actually write a story about what we were all doing for work experience. So I went and interviewed my best friend who did get Just Jeans, and I went and interviewed my boyfriend at the time who was doing carpentry. He went and I got a photo of him on the roof. You can't do this stuff anymore, you guys. On the roof, I took photos of him. I took photos of my best friend holding up the Just Jeans shorts that I wanted. I got photos of my second best friend in childcare, and I put together this story. And they loved it. They gave me my name on it. They gave me big printouts at the newspaper shop, at the newsstand with, you know how they give front page and they'll put like 4 or 5 words on a big piece of white paper and put it out the front on the stand. And my name was up in lights. And that was that. I realized then, it finally clicked, the penny dropped. That was it for me. I was done and sold. And every year after that, I went and worked out where I wanted to go for work experience. I got straight into uni for journalism. I got my first job in Gundawindi, another outback town in Queensland, only about 4 or 5 hours from Brisbane, the Gold Coast. And I went on to have an amazing career as a print journalist and with a love of writing. I met stacks of celebrities, interviewed lots of people right the way from, you know, mums, dads and business owners all the way up to multi-billionaires and very successful celebrity style people. It was super fun until I had a bit of a burnout moment and I just couldn't do the newspaper thing anymore. Newsrooms are very toxic places to be, or they used to be. And, oh, Raywin, you will get it. And it just wasn't for me anymore. You know, I'm a really happy, positive person. And I just wasn't sort of getting that. Plus, back then, about 7 years ago, things had changed a lot. There was a lot of restructuring. There were a lot of redundancies. And I know this is going to sound super ungrateful, but I really wanted a redundancy and I didn't get one. They gave me a promotion instead, which I was happy about. But what I really wanted was the 50 odd grand I would have got to sink into this business that I have now, right? So that is my bit of my backstory. That's how I come to be here in front of you. I started the business then. I started it sort of a couple of years before that. It was just shoe money. It was making, you know, $300 to $500 a month. That was cool because I had an income coming in. And then once I left, once I realized I didn't want to be a journalist anymore, I really just wanted to take this business that I've got and run with it and see where it goes. And it's been super amazing. It's been amazing. It's been successful in its own right. It's like, it's got a mind of its own. It's branched out into so many different areas. And as Nick said, we have EC Writing Services, which is the content writing side of things that we do for business owners. And we also teach business owners how to do it themselves through our Wow School Global platform. So my friends, let me go back through your messages here. So I want to check what your biggest issues are. Consistency, that's a huge one. Biggest issue is that I'm slow to write. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, we all have our ways of doing things and you'll get better at it. It's seriously, writing is a skill that if you hone, like riding a bike, you can do it really well and do it really fast. Original, not repetitive and creative. Gotcha. Making sure it's valuable information. Cool. Strategy is another one. Awesome. Okay, you guys, if you want to share any others in there, please do. Some of the stuff I'm going to talk to you about tonight is going to help you overcome these problems. First of all, as I mentioned, there's a few mistakes that people are making around the current climate and the current situation that we find ourselves in, and this is what they are. So not having a plan and not having a strategy stuff, right? That's not related to your business at all. People are doing like webinars that's got nothing to do with what they actually sell in business, right? It's just that there's so much happening and there's so many people saying, you need to do this and you need to do this and you need to do that, that people are just going, oh my God, okay, I'll just do this weird thing or I'll just put that out there, right? So it's a big mistake. Stick with what you know and stick with delivering that valuable content that you have a really great knowledge base around and that you can share fantastic tips on that's related to your business. Okay, don't know what to write about. So because you don't know what to write about, you may not be writing at all or may not be creating content at all because it's a weird, funny time and who wants to know what? But if you know your target market really well, then you won't have any issues with this at all. Boring content. So I am online a lot. I do a lot of engaging online myself. My team and I are out there pounding the pavement for, you know, our social media platforms, but I see a lot of bad copy out there. And that's nobody's fault except that people haven't learned how to write really awesome content yet. So if you feel that your content is boring, I'll tell you what, it's probably not. Sometimes we know like our subjects so much and so well that we kind of think, oh, this is boring to me. But on the other end of it, as people are on the other end of it reading it or engaging with it, they'll actually be really intrigued to know more. Boring content is what I would consider poorly written or poorly structured. So if you don't have a structure and you're just waffling on and it kind of just goes into nowhere, that can be pretty boring. Or if like you have, you know, had a one of those apps translate your content for you because you've done a voice recording and you haven't fixed up any of the weirdness in there, that can get a bit weird and boring. All right, passion about your subject is never boring. It's so true. You have to show that passion the whole time whenever you are creating content. All right, content that's not structured. So it doesn't follow any sort of format at all. And that's really confusing to people, you guys. Like, it means that you're trying to get a point across, but you're not getting your message through well. You're not getting that cut through, and people get things shiny over here and off they go and read somebody else's. And not promoting your content and hastily rushing in. Like I was telling you about the guy I was speaking with today about, I'm going to help him with his content and his promotion plan, because he's literally just been doing events left, right and center, you know, putting out content left, right and center. And this can be a big mistake if it's not got a strategy or a structure to it. If it does, and that's what you're doing, fantastic. And if you're getting results, even better. But these mistakes all equal zero cut through, and they definitely don't allow you to stand out and shine online. So, do you know what you need? No, it is not donuts. It's a framework. And guys, I created this framework as something that will stand out, and hopefully you'll remember as well. It's actually called the Standout Framework. And let's start to go through it, shall we? How's my timing? Ooh, still got heaps of time, you guys. Okay, so the S. What does the S stand for? The S, oh, I've missed a slide. The S stands for, oh no, hang on, I'm right. Sorry about that. I got a bit confused. I'm getting so excited and passionate about my topic here. All right, so what is standout content? It's the party that you remember. It's the wedding that you go to, you know, from 10 years ago that you're still talking about today. Oh, such and such and such and such's wedding was the best wedding I've ever been to. That party, when we were allowed to go to parties, that party that blah, blah had was so awesome. I loved it. It was the best night I've had out in ages, right? That is standout content. It's remembered, it's relative to people, it's different, and you know what? It's entertaining to a degree. Not that all posts have to be entertaining. So the very first part of our framework is the S, and the S stands for strategy. Actually, I'll get you guys to tell me what you think they are as we move through. All right, so strategy, having a basic strategy for your content. Of course, you need a full marketing strategy, right? You need to understand exactly how you're going to get your leads, how you're going to convert them, how you're going to promote your content, and all of that, which platforms, everything, right? So that makes up all of your marketing. But you can break that down into just a very, very simple content strategy that will help you create content with a strategy behind it every single time. And this is a step that people miss. They just sort of go, oh, I've got to put a post out there, or I've got to write a blog, or I need to get a landing page written, or whatever it is. I'm just going to do this and just start writing, and that'll do, done, right? But we know that it rarely works unless you end up cracking the code with a viral post or something along those lines. So have a think about, when you are creating content, the 5 W's and the H. It's an old journalism trick. Raywin, you'll know this one. Marketers use this too. The who, what, when, where, why, and how. So who will it help? So start to piece out your target market. What are they needing from you? What help do they need right now, right? So understanding them really, really intimately and understanding what they need from you will help you create content with a strategy in mind. The topic, so having to think about what topics are really important to your target market, but also working those into themes that will help you in the end. So we are wanting to create content that not only ultimately helps people on the other us, because it's time consuming, guys, and without a strategy it just means that you are throwing things against a wall hoping that they stick. So understanding, if you know your target market really well, you'll be able to write down topics and you'll be able to write content until the cows come home. Where are you going to post it? So you're going to be, you know, one of the things I started doing when I was first in business was everything. I've since realized that you don't do everything. You do the things that you know work, right? So we focus on Facebook mostly. We focus on having a weekly blog that goes out. I focus on doing semi-regular videos. I'm not that awesome at doing that, but I'm getting better. We focus on updating the website and making sure that we have new website pages going up, right? So where are you going to post your stuff? What's your non-negotiables when it comes to content? My non-negotiables are daily Facebook posts on our business page, regular posts over on LinkedIn and Instagram. I do those now because we've got strategies for them all. I do a weekly blog, and we generally tend to do a weekly infographic or a weekly video, something along those lines, right? So what are you going to share, and where are you going to share it to? Don't get too overwhelmed with, I've got to do this and that and everything. Pick one thing, do it well, and move on to the next thing. When are you going to post them? So figure out in your strategy first of all, when's the best time to post for your people. So, we know that 9 a.m. for Facebook is really good, but 7 a.m. over on Instagram is really great for me. So, it depends on your target market. If you've got new mums as your target market, maybe you want to schedule a few posts that go out really early in the morning, like 3 a.m. when they're up breastfeeding. Or if your market are tradies, about 4 a.m., 5 a.m. is when they're getting up, having their coffee and going through their social media, right? So have a think about, don't just go and Google when's the best time to post and it says 9 till 11 for Facebook. You can definitely try that. Go and check out when you're getting the most engagement on your post and work it back why you're getting that engagement, because that's the best time that your people are on there because you've been on there engaging, right? Why? What's the goal of the content? Why are you putting it out there? And then also be relating this back to your bigger why in business as well, and making sure that you're sharing information about what you stand for and the how. How's it going to help people? How's it going to help you? What's the end result that you are wanting to see here? And what's your call to action? So I like to always, when I'm thinking about a piece of content, I put calls to action on between 80 and 90% of all of our content. And I think about, right, what does this piece of content mean for me? What does it mean for the person on the other end? What do I want to get from it? And what's my call to action? Where am I leading people? Where I want to direct them for their next steps if they choose to take them, right? All right. Can I buy content? I think about great things in my head, but have trouble getting them onto paper. Maybe doing some voice recordings would be a good thing for you, Linda. That might help. Otherwise, just dot pointing it out. And do you know what, you guys, you have to make a decision. Are you going to write it yourself, or are you going to get somebody else to write it for you? And maybe if you really don't like writing, or it's really hard for you and you want to get some pieces written just to help you out, then engage a content writer to help you, right? If you really want to learn how to do it, then start to build the skills. Find somebody that can help you, get things out of your head and onto paper, and show you how to write it in a really strategic, structured way. Okay, international. Can I buy content? Yeah, you can buy content. There's heaps of places that you can buy it from. You still have to put your own spin on it though. I find I've bought content before to have a look at it and see what you actually get. It's very bland, I suppose, which is good because it allows you to put your own spin on it, but you would want to actually put your personality into that, or the business's personality into that. You'd want to make changes to it, I believe. Okie dokie. What else have we got here? International audience. If you've got an international audience, do you mean with the timing? Yes, you'll have to understand about that. So, America's behind us, England's behind us. I think they're behind us. All right. Okay, next step is the T. Guys, what is the T? What's the T stand for? Shoot me a message into the chat. Let's do this. Come on, you guys. Let's make it a game. What do you think the T stands for? Template, text, target. Ooh, let's see. Timing. Oh, I can't remember. Let's see what it is. T, target market. But all of those answers are very good as well. Okay, so T, your target market. As I was mentioning before, it's really important to know them, and now more than ever, because what I've found and talking to our clients, just people in general, and even for ourselves, is that their problems have changed. So some people that you may have been your clients may not be your clients anymore, or your audience's problems and issues and obstacles and challenges that they're facing at the moment is really weighing heavily on them. So what can you be creating that can help them with that? And it doesn't mean that you have to go out and create anything elaborate or, you know, build a new program or whatever, or offer a new service, only if you want to and you've got the time. It just means that you might change your spin on your content, right? So really understand what they're struggling with. When all of this first started and I started to see what people were doing online, the way that I changed my content was literally about the positioning for my target market, which was, okay, what do you do now and what do you do with content? So I just came out with a few live videos where I shared what to do in a crisis when it comes to content and what you could be doing and some of the content that you could be putting out right about now. That would give people a bit of a guide so that they could just go, okay, she said this, this, and this. I don't need to worry about any of that stuff, right? So I know that my guys, they really struggled with having their kids at home and homeschooling. That was a massive pressure for them. I know that because our buying cycle took longer. People took longer and they would come back and say, I really want to get this done. I'm just so swamped at the moment, right? So you can understand what people are saying to you when you look a little bit deeper into the content into the emails that they're sending you, or actually what they're saying to you. I know, like, even our team were having terrible internet troubles, you know, like, which that you've got to be able to understand this stuff. So if they're having internet troubles, I'm having internet troubles, my target market are probably going to be having internet troubles too. Now, the way you know all this info, right? But the way that you actually plug this into your content, that's the key. So knowing it, yeah, that's great. But actually plugging it in and starting to really empathize with people, that's where you'll really that's where they'll really understand where you're coming from. You'll understand where they're coming from, and you'll build that deeper connection together. So what I would suggest doing, say, if you know that your people are having tough times, I mean, kids are starting to go back to school now, but there's plenty of other issues that are plaguing people. Whatever they are, write content about those. So I just asked you guys about the problems that you are having with your content. That's actually given me some fodder to think about for my next blog posts that are coming out, or my next videos, right? And I know that you guys are having issues with that type of stuff because I ask this question all the time so that I can make sure that my content will always cut through. It will always stand out. And the way that you do that is by understanding your target market. So really, really listen to them. Like, if you even have to go, yesterday I sent an email to one of our beautiful Wow School Global clients, Lauren, and I said to her, you know, I'm doing a little bit of work around this program that we're offering that you joined. Why did you join? I know why she joined, but I want to know in your own words what you were having trouble with and why you joined the program. She gave me this big long list of words that I can use that will help to attract more people just like her, right? So really understanding, just go and ask people, you guys. That's all. Like, it's a very simple thing. But the trick is that you've got to use that content, right? You've got to use what they say. You've got to turn that into blog posts or videos or podcasts or social media posts. If you know things like, you know, they love dogs or they love animals or whatever, then you can use personal photos of yourself with a dog. Or if you know that they're really family, one of their values is that they're hugely family orientated, you could start to share a couple of family stories, you know, family holidays, or when we get to go back to having holidays again, but that type of thing, right? So this is how you subconsciously start to attract the right people in, because they see these little things and in their brains it's a little tick, 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 a little bit of social proof that you are like them. And we all want to be like each other. Sadly, we all want to be different, but actually we all want to know that we're like each other. And that's what you can do with your content. All right, the A. What does the A stand for, my friend? Give me an A. Hey, what have you got? Can't remember. Oh, yes, I can. I know this one. I know this one. Apply. Oh, that's a good one. Audience. Apply is a good one. Yeah. Action. That's a good one. Awesome. That's an awesome one. I love that. Good on you, Nick. All right. Yes, they are all fantastic words. You do have to take action. You do have to apply this, and you do have to know your audience. However, the A stands for analogies and stories. And this is one of the quickest and easiest ways that you can stand the same page as the audience, right? When you know, like I was saying, when you know what's important to them, and you can share what's important to them by what's happened, or you know, lessons that you've learned, or something, an issue that you've overcome in your life. When you can share the story about that, that is when you literally become best friends with somebody. And it's really true, you know, like if you share more stories, you'll actually see a greater engagement rate. You'll see, you know, better online success with your content. It will just naturally draw people in. And if you have a think about it, like we do this stuff every day anyhow, someone will ask how you're going, and you know, like just before I shared the story that we had all that blackout and internet trouble, it was the worst. I shared that on my personal page today. I've already had people that were in the challenge come back and say that it was fine, don't even worry about it, blah, 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 right? So it actually, people get it. They understand. Stories are familiar, right? So, and you can be funny, you can be vulnerable, you can, you know, share educational tips, you can share milestones even. I shared the story of, I penned my first book when I was 4, and at 14 I was a published journalist. Like, guys, have a think about, what were you doing when you were 14? What were you doing when you were 4 years old? Is there any milestone story there that links back to what you are doing in your business right now? If you can show that, it shows that you've got that longevity, that experience. You know, we compare ourselves when we read stories. We go, oh, she's like me. Oh, he's like me. Oh, I like that too. You know, when I've been engaging with people online this week, and I'm asking them, you know, I asked this one woman, where are you from? And she said, WA. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to WA, because we're traveling around Australia at the moment. I'm like, what's your favorite place? And she's like, oh, there's so many. And, you know, we get this conversation happening. And she actually mentioned that she loved camping, and that, you know, she grew up on a grandfather's property camping. And I'm like, oh my God, I love camping, right? So all of a sudden we're like the same. We like the same things. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to work together. It doesn't mean that we, you know, we'll even be best friends in 10 years time, but it could be. And it could lead to something more than that. And it could lead to a new client, or it could lead to her referring somebody, or me referring somebody, right? So sharing stories, the quickest and easiest way to share your story, to stand out, is to share your story. All right, what's the N, you guys? Tell me, what does the N stand for in stand out? Ooh, should I give you a hint? Journalists do this every day. He's the standout guy tonight. Having your network, yeah, being nosy, that's it. It's the news, it's true. N is for being newsworthy. Now, as business owners, I get, like, I'm asked a lot, how do you stay relevant? And I'm like, just have a look at the news and what the news, you know, what the journalists do when it comes to news. Now, it's news because it's new, generally speaking, right? You'll see articles and you'll see stories on the TV and online and whatever about news because it's new. So what have you got that's new? What are you doing that's new? What are you doing that's innovative at the moment? And you might have to sit and ponder this question for a little while, but we are all doing something in our businesses that nobody else is doing. And you might have to try and figure that out, but you might also be the only one in the world. You might also be the only one in Australia or Queensland or in your state or in your neighborhood or your community, right? You can always spin it. And that's what journalists and PR professionals are really good at doing, is spinning it. So what's on trend? You know, what's happening in your industry that's on trend that you can piggyback off? Do a Google search. You can use BuzzSurf, Sumo, or Answer the Public, as well as they're just URLs. Just go and type them in and type in your keyword, and you'll see topics come up that you can talk about. You'll see what's trending. Go and have a look in Twitter, have a look in, you know, I'm pretty sure Facebook has still got it, or LinkedIn, they've got it there somewhere around what's trending at the moment, articles and posts that are trending. Go and have a look at what people are doing and check out what you can actually do and get inspiration from and piggyback off that too. What are you doing that no one else is doing? And also, if you don't have anything new, just think of a new angle. And you know what? Sadly, COVID is a new angle. The economic state is a new angle. People have been bashing this to death. So maybe there is something else that is a new angle for you. And you know who can tell you that? Your T people, your target market, right? So go and have a chat with them. Try and figure out if you've got nothing that's newsworthy or new that you are working on right now that you can get people amped up and excited about. And that's the thing with content, is that you want to always be excited about what you are putting out there, so that people on the other end feel that excitement and they get excited too. Because there's nothing worse than when you're on a webinar or you're reading some content and it's boring and you're falling to sleep, and then they, you know, hit you with something at the end and you think, oh, that would be really good to do that, but oh, I can't be bothered because now my energy levels are so low, right? So my friends, be excited about what you are putting out there and try and find some new angles for yourself and your content. Okay, what's next? The D. What is the D? What does the D stand for, you guys? Give me a D word. I actually can't remember what this one is. Just kidding. Of course I remember. What's your D word? Disasters? That's true. There's been a lot of content disasters, I tell you. Dynamic, diligent, destiny. Oh, I like that. I like that. Diligent. You have to be very diligent when it comes to content. Deliver, distribute. You guys are good at this game. All right, but it is in fact different. So Dumb and Dumber. That's true. That's a very funny film. So it definitely stands out, doesn't it? All right, so how do you be different and combat boring content? So I want you guys to, when you jump off here, you can do it tonight, you can do it tomorrow, you've got a little task. Go and have a look at a magazine. You can find one online, you can find one in your magazine drawer, you can find one at anywhere, you know, a news agency, a doctor's, wherever you're going. Have a look at a magazine and have a look at the headlines. Editors and magazine editors generally get paid a fair amount of money to come up with cool headlines that capture people's attention. Now, the reason for this is that generally they are side by side in all in a row. All the competitors are there and they want you to pick yours. That's why they put the celebrities on the cover. That's why they give you these, like, here, secrets to her sexy new look, right? That's why they use those sorts of words. It's so that you will pick theirs up. So take a leaf out of their book and start to draw inspiration from their headlines, right? So, you know, there where it says 20 ways to change your skin for good in the beauty one. What's 20 ways to change what's your keyword? What do you do? Content, like 20 ways to change up your content during COVID. You know, what's the big beauty myth? So what's your big, for me, keyword? Actually, do some headline writing here, you guys. I did a men's one and I did a woman's one there. Okay. Men's Health says, there's a free workout poster to get back in shape. So I take words and I play on them, right? It's something that's so fun to me. It may not be fun to you, but you can give it a go. It's really fun. So I would take that and say something like, get your content back in shape, right? Or get your online presence in shape. Or here's a free download to get your content writing in shape, or something like that, right? Have a go at it, you guys. It's fun. 27 flat belly power foods. Okay, 27 wow words to stand out. right? So you just take inspiration from it. It doesn't matter what magazine it is. Honestly, it could be a trade magazine. It could be an ad. It could be anything. Take inspiration from what other people have done so that you don't have to put in so much brain power and you can still be super creative about it at the same time. What's another one there? 5 fast money secrets. So 5 fast keyword, your keyword secrets. Have a go. I'll keep moving on, but you have a go at that one. Any of those you can take and add to your own little word bank collection there. All right, play on words. So before COVID hit, I'm not quite sure when it was, Virgin had a very cool ad, which I loved. It was on, I think it was online, and it was Toki Go. So they were talking about flights and holidays to Tokyo in Japan, and it was Toki Go to Tokyo. I thought that was cool. Everybody can do that as well. You know, you can, and I've put in a little rhymes and phrases website there. Sometimes when I'm trying to come up with cool names for my products, or, you know, just to have in general or for our clients, we go and have a look at this website, rhymezone.com rather. Sorry about that, getting a bit tongue-tied there. Rhymezone.com, and you can just go in, type in a word, and it will pull up all the words that match with that word. And of course, some of them are going to be weird and strange and not even make sense, but some of them are actually going to be very, very cool. Great idea for someone like me who's not super creative. Cool, Brian, love that. Thank you. The other place that I look when I'm trying to, of course, stand out, be different, but also get inspiration from other people and what other people are doing is, of course, your Facebook ads or your ads in your social feed. So again, people contract ad agencies and marketing firms to write these ads for them so that they do get cut through, so that you stop your scroll and you click on that. So what can you take? You know, it might be an emoji, or it might be using emojis. It might be a headline that stands out that you can change, similar to what I've shown you with the magazine. It might be just, you know, something that comes up for you as you're reading it. They may have started with a very cool story. I know I've subscribed to a few things that Brendan Bouchard is doing, and you can go and Google him. He uses a lot of stories, and as you're reading them, I'm like, oh man, my writing brain is like, oh, he's getting me in with a story, and my other brain is going, oh my God, I love this guy, I feel so connected to him, right? So when you're looking at how other people are writing, specifically in, say, from a journalist, newspapers, online, whatever you're reading at the moment, or even your ads, don't discount them and just go, oh, that's just an ad, whatever, I'll just flick through it. Have a look at it from a creative space and from a content point of view. All right, what is our next one? The O. What's the O worth to you guys? Often. Ooh, you were quick off the mark there, Donna. Often. Ooh, often. Is it often, ladies and gentlemen? Will we find out? Awesome again. That's the awesome, Nick. Organize, offer. Ooh, you guys are getting close. We've still got a few to go yet too. All right, it is O for opportunities. Now, when you are creating your content, it's really important to do this one thing. Promote the heck out of it, right? You can use content to promote your business, yourself, your events, your downloads, right? This is actually the way that you would promote everything that you do without feeling icky or salesy. And the way that you do that is by using really valuable content, such as things like problems, mistakes, tips, using statistics, sharing stories, that kind of thing, right? That's where, you know, you will get the most engagement with, then by adding a call to action on the end with your next step. You can actually get amazing results just by promoting your content and just by making it really valuable. Even your ad copy and your promotion posts that are pure salesy stuff that you need to do as well, you guys, as well as that valuable stuff, can still be valuable too. So you want to be creating content that generates leads. Now, one of the things that I find a lot of is that people they only do like a story post, or they only share their blog post, or they only promote their events, and that's it. And people get sick of that, you guys. You need to give them a variety of different posts. Your target market is a great source of inspiration when it comes to what type of posts. So you might do a problem post, a promo post, a tips post, a motivational Monday post, an inspo post, right? Different types of posts, so that you're not always putting out the same info and the same feel. So, similarly, adding videos to your content plan, doing live videos, it just shakes it up, and it allows you, video actually is very cool. It allows you to do more, it allows you to get more engaged and more emotive than you could, more quickly, I guess, than in the written word, which breaks my heart to say, because you guys know I love words. But the video, if you can, you know, really capture people's attention and command their attention, you can do that really quickly with video and with live video. One of the tips that I've got for you is around, I'll leave that one, I won't get ahead of myself. Look for partnerships, you guys. So do content swaps, do email swaps. Look at how you can actually leverage your network with your content, right? So instead of, you know, trying to go this alone, this content journey alone, and you're trying to get leads and you're doing it all yourself, is there anybody out there that you can partner with and do a content swap? So if you've got a download, or you've got a video series, or you've got just a tips sheet, is there anybody that you can go to and say, hey, I've got this really great tip sheet of 10 tips on how to write awesome wow words, or whatever it is that you do. Would you like to have a look at it? And, you know, is there a possibility that you'd like to send it to your list, and would it be helpful? Likewise, I will do the same for you. What have you got? My people are blah, 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 and I'd love to send something out for you, right? We do this all the time. And not only does it help you get out to more people, it actually has beautiful rewards, like growing your list and getting speaking gigs, or being interviewed for the media or the podcast, or anything like that, right? So you want to be able to take your content and not only post it on your own social media platforms, but actually go out and be posted in many other platforms as well. Alrighty, what else have I got there? Leverage your network, be a resource. Okay, guys, we're up to the you. What is you for? Apart from you being amazing. What's my time like? Oh, smashing it out. Find the underbelly. Oh, unique. Very good. All right, come on, you guys. What are some other you words? Understand. Unusual. Yeah, anything unusual is definitely going to stand out and create a cut through. Absolutely. Unusual. A couple of unusual. Find the unicorn. I love it. That is true, actually. Useful, a very good word, and you do want to always be useful, share useful and helpful information. All right, let's see what the U stands for. Upgrade and up level. So, of course, you want to be creating content that's strategic, so understanding your target market, using the words that they're using, sharing your messages in a really meaningful way. You want to write content that's different, right? You want to use statistics, did you knows, fast facts, trivia, quotes, all of that type of thing. You want to go and have a look and create new words, you guys. Go and look at the rhyming tool. Go and look at Ask the Public. Go and check out what other people are doing. Have a look at ads. Have a look at magazines, and start to write really clever content, right? And then you need to promote it, and then you need to up level it and upgrade it. Now, what does that look like? It actually looks like this. So you want to turn your content into more. So instead of creating new all the time, which is what I'm seeing a lot of people feeling like they have to do, you don't have to. Go and restyle what you've got. Have a look at the social media posts that you wrote last week that had heaps of tips in them or whatever. Take those 3 or 4 posts that you've written and put them into a blog post. Rewrite them and share them out as a blog. Take your blogs and cut them up and turn them into you know, 5 or 10 social media posts. Take your 5 blogs and turn them into an ebook that you can push out to your list and to your social media platforms and get people's email addresses from, right, to grow your list. Anything that you can think to restyle, you can do it. You could turn a blog into a checklist. You can turn blogs into videos. You can do videos and then translate them into blogs. Do something different. Try ads. If you've tried ads before and they didn't work, give it another go. But really get somebody who can explain to you how ads are working at the moment, because things have changed, things are different. You know, ads do work, but there are a few things that you've got to know about them, and there's a few things you've got to do so that they do work. Use really amazing images. One of the cool tricks that I do is I'll go and find an image, and then I'll work out the words for that image, or then I'll work out how that image fits in with the content that I'm writing, right? Like these two here, these went out last week, I think. I was trying to think of how can I be a bit clever with my words again. I was getting a little bit bored, you know, I'm very enthusiastic about words, but sometimes I just need a little dose of my own inspiration. So what I did was, I'm like, right, I'm going to find a cool picture. I saw the little donut with the eyes. I'm like, oh, he's cute. How the hell am I going to work that back into my content? Which was tips on like what to write about, coming up with topics. I'm like, how am I gonna write about a donut, right? So this is what I did, you guys. This is some of the things that I do when I'm writing, is I go straight to Google and I typed in donut sayings or donut memes. And so all the donut sayings come up, didn't they? And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Look at you, Raywin. That's the journalist coming out with you. I donut what to write about. And if you go and Google donut sayings, there's heaps of them. You could use this yourself, right? What that does is, and what people then say to me, oh my God, I love donuts. I'm like, oh, okay, they love donuts. All right, cool. I know in the future I can use donuts and that will relate to people because my people love them. I'm pretty sure a lot of people love them, but my people are telling me that they love them. The other one there, I did the same thing. I saw that cute little mustache. I typed into Canva, we use Canva. I typed in pink. What did I think I just typed in pink. And that came up because pink is our branding color. That came up. And I'm like, oh, those little mustaches are so cute. How can I use them? Like, it's got nothing to do with what I'm writing about. And so I did the same thing. I went and typed in mustache and saying a mustache and meme, and that came up. Fantastic. I'm like, that is cool. So my friends, you don't actually have to come up with this stuff yourself. You can take inspiration from others. Memes are a very, very cool way of getting engagement, and you can create them yourself. Have a look at doing videos, have a look at doing some audio. If you've never tried it before, now is the best time to try it. And if you are ever stuck and you're thinking, oh God, my content is just not landing for me today, I'm feeling bored by it, everyone's gonna hate it. If these are your thoughts, which they are for a lot of business owners, have a look at including a quote, as in an inspirational quote, song lyrics. Song lyrics are so engaging. Whenever I do song lyrics, people get it and they'll write, you know, in the comments the next line of the song. Trivia is a great one. Everybody loves trivia. It gets you thinking. Even doing like a multiple choice question. I do this stuff on social media all the time, just about how's your day been? A, awesome. B, boring. C, whatever the C word is. D, whatever D word is, right? And you can also do that in your blog posts. So if you're talking about you know, a specific topic, you can actually ask a question and then give a multiple choice, and then of course share what the answer is. It's just a bit different. It makes you stand out. People remember that type of stuff rather than just a boring throwaway, you know, introduction. You really want to make it very clever as you can be anyhow. And some of the tips that I've shared with you tonight, I hope that you have found some creative spark from there. Alrighty, our last one, T. What does our T stand for? How's my time? I've got about 7 minutes, I think. T, time. There's a few time songs, time after time. tension. Create tension. Really, Nick, I never would have picked you for that kind of a person. You can though, you can definitely create tension online. Tell them what to do. Be terrific, not terrible. I love it. Tenacity, excellent. And talk, true. Tenacity, I mean, I said that a bit weird, didn't I? Okay, T, try it again. Is anyone thinking that? Writing time, you do actually have to plan your writing time. Just got to move this chat out of the way. All right, so try it again. Now is the perfect time to try something again. If you have tried something before and it didn't work, why don't you go back, pull it out, dust it off, and try it again? If you've created content before and it never got cut through, go back, have a look at it, reassess it, investigate, get in there and dig in and make it cool again, make it clever. If you've always wanted to try something new, like a live video, a podcast, whatever it is, start a webinar, do it now. There's never been a better time, right? This all is content. You can get so many more leads and opportunities and new clients and sales and all the rewards from your time that you put into content. You can actually get that by just keep going, keep trying new things, right? Do something completely different. So do you know what I had this thought about? Funny that I wrote online TV show there. I had this thought, on Netflix, there is a show called Selling Sunset. It is the Oppenheimer Group in Hollywood Hills. They are a real estate agency and they have their own TV show on Netflix. How cool would it be if you had your own TV show on Netflix? The sky's the limit when it comes to this stuff, you guys. I was thinking, how could I, a content creator, writer, have my own show on Netflix, right? So it's all relative to your content. Try something completely different that's outside your industry. Go and have a look at, say, what a lawyer is doing and try and relate that back into your industry. Go and have a look at what a cool mechanic is doing and try and relate what they're doing back into your own business and your own industry. You never know where your next cool idea is going to come from. You never imagine creating content around that. That would be so exciting. If you have tried it once and it didn't work, try it again. Keep going. That's a big thing with content. Sometimes what you think it's going to land and it's going to and cut through and on deaf ears, and that just means there's something that's right. It just means that one of the parts, the cogs in the wheel, is just fallen down and you need to fix it. So have a look at that. And the worst thing that anyone can say is that content doesn't work. So it does, it absolutely does work. Even in the COVID situation and even right now with so much happening online, we are getting amazing cut through with our content. And there you have to think about how many content creators are out there, how many content writers there are now. It's all, our industry has fragmented so much. Not only, can you get a content writer, you can get them to specialize in Instagram or Instagram ads, right? So it's so specialized and so fragmented that you absolutely can get cut through. You can be getting new clients right now. You can be getting more leads and more opportunities. I know that a lot of businesses aren't faring so well, but this is the perfect time to be looking at what you could be doing. So if you're feeling like you're not standing out, if you're feeling like your content is falling on deaf ears, go and try the standout framework. Go and have a look at, what's newsworthy, what's different, what's, something that you can up level your content. Have a look at your strategies, have a look at your target audience, look back over your messaging, and also what I call your wow words, which is using your audience's words, and really, really give your content the very best chance to get out there and work hard for you, because it really should. With the amount of time and energy that we put into our content, your content should really work hard for you. Alrighty, so guys, I have a little offer for you tonight. It is part of our Nick, our what is it called? Our giveaway.
Giveaway,
So if it's okay with you, do you mind if I share a little bit about that, or is there another time that we can share about that?
No, that's perfect. Is this the thing you're giving to everybody, or is this the thing that someone's going to win?
Oh, this is the thing that someone's going to win, and I have something for everybody.
Excellent. So if this is the thing that someone's going to win, let's just break now for a few questions. Then we'll come back and we'll do the giveaway, because we've got a special way to do this giveaway, and then we'll give them the offer of what you're going to give them as well too. So at this point here, Sally Jess says, "Thank you, Liz. That was fantastic." Rowan says, "Liz, that was very interesting. My eyes did not glaze over, so that was good."
Yay! I love it. Thank you, guys.
So has anyone got any questions? So if you do have a question, just unmute yourself and let's just ask a question.
Oh, you guys are the best.
I've got a question.
Yes.
At the moment, I'm just starting out, but at the moment, my target, I'm getting tangled up between primary and secondary targets. I'm basically targeting affiliates to be able to promote my business. So when you're talking about all this stuff, should I be focusing on the affiliate person, or should I be targeting the end user?
Generally, well, you can do both actually, Raywin. So when I'm talking about target market, I'm targeting end user, somebody that's going to be either buying the product or becoming an absolute raving fan that they may as well afford the product. However, we also have our own content for attracting partners. So that would be like your affiliates, and also getting in touch directly with people who would want to partner with us. So web developers, designers, graphic artists, that type of thing. So you can do both. And we share content for our partners to our email address, email list, and also out on social media. We have actually my promotion schedule for myself that actually includes our partner content. Every month we partner with someone new, and that's done for the rest of the year now. So you could do something like that. And you can also use the tips that I've given you to write the content to attract your partners. So if you have a think about, oh, well, when we're journalists, and we see a really great press release come through that's really well written, and it's got great statistics and facts and that type of thing. When that comes through, you're more inclined to read that and want to get in touch with the person, rather than some lame email that's come through that just says, "I've got a great business, you should write a story about me." Right? So use the tips that I've given you, guys. This runs across for everyone. This stuff can be used in emails. Do you know what? I tell you what, I literally just got a new client today based off a response that I wrote to one of our partners. He cut and pasted that and introduced us using that response. It's a coffee place, a coffee roaster. And he said to me, Ian, he wrote to me and said, Liz, he's a, what do you call it, online strategist. So he wrote to me and said, Liz, I've got this partner, I've got somebody that needs content done. It's a coffee place. Can you write coffee? And I wrote in big letters, yum, we certainly can write about coffee. Coffee is my favorite drink because it's so versatile. Martinis to lattes, smiley face. I didn't know he was going to use that. He sent that to the woman, and that literally got us a new client. Right? So you can be creative and fun across any platform. It doesn't matter. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen. So just know that if you do write cool, creative stuff, it will probably get used somewhere in some way. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Liz.
All right, any other questions?
Hi, Liz. It's Debbie here. How are you?
Debbie, I'm great. How are you? I feel like I'm on
great content.
Radio.
Thank you. Great content. Thank you so much. I do have a question. I have a Facebook group and a Facebook business page.
Yes.
And so I didn't want to do basically a copy and paste of the same content on both pages. On my Facebook group, I've done hashtag days. How do I ensure that the content is fresh, and how do I also ensure to do different content? Because if people are on both the business page and the group page, I didn't want them always saying same.
No.
So I haven't
No.
really been doing my business page as much as I should be.
Okay, so this is where you'll start to, so we write for I've got 6 platforms, 3 groups, 4 pages, 2 groups, 4 pages. Now, what you need to do here, restyling, this is where restyling can come in so well. Because you're writing content that's already written for your target market, right? And you're now starting to write across 2 platforms. If you're writing for LinkedIn and Instagram and this and that and whatever, you're starting to build out how much work you're doing. The way to cut that down and still stand out and still get cut through is to restyle what you've done. So just go back, a month ago or a couple of weeks ago, have a look at what you've done back then. How can you take that now and put a new spin on it? Also, you can use some of the same content. So just say you're wanting to either promote something that you've got going on, or you've got a blog post. You can promote those over all of your different pages. You might just change the image. So, people that are seeing it again and again, you want them to see your stuff as much as possible, because you want the message to get across there. You want the touch points. You want the time that they're spending. All of those are little ticks that go, yeah, this person is the right person for me. So you can use some of it. So I will reuse all of my content. Every month we're using the same stuff. I'm just reworking it and putting different pictures on it. You will see some posts that are going out into other people's groups. It'll be the same post that I posted maybe last week on my Facebook page, but I've changed the picture. So the reason that I do that is not only just to cut down on time, but also it re-emphasizes that same message again and again.
So from what you're saying, if I was to, separate to the Facebook group and the Facebook page, if I was to post on different platforms, post the same on different platforms, but just use different images?
No, and at different times, and not the same, not always the same. Some of it will be the same. Just say, like with Nick tonight, he's got his promo post for this event, and he's been posting that out over the last week or so on different platforms, same image, but I've noticed it's been a little bit different in different places, right? So that's what you want to do. You can, of course, use some of the same information across all of your platforms, but then you want to make sure that it's different as well. So different as in, like, maybe you just change the image, or maybe you just change the lead sentence from, on your business page, you used a story to intro what you're talking about. Over on your group, you might then just use some statistics instead. So that changes it. It changes the feel of it. People are learning something new, but you've still got your message, the same message getting out there. Just another little word on that. What I do with my business page, my groups, I have it all written out. So Mondays, I'm doing this on my business page. So Mondays on my business page, I do motivational quotes, but also I'll relate it back to, a tip that I'm sharing, and I'll have a call to action on it. But on Mondays in my tips group, in my content writing tips group, I do a goal. So they're similar. So if I'm really stuck, I can go back to last week, take my inspirational post, rewrite it into a goal for the people in my group this week, and give them an actionable task to do. So see how they're like same, but a little bit different. And I've never, ever had anybody say anything about, oh, I saw this on your business page. In fact, what I'm reading at the moment is that you should share the same stuff on your business page 2 to 3 times, like literally the same stuff, because then you're more likely to get it seen by a lot more people. So I know I don't do that, but yeah.
So even though you're changing some things around, according to the strategy, it's about the same thing.
Yes, the same topic, the same theme.
Different platforms, just slightly rejigged.
Yeah.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Meaning, this week, if I'm talking about A, then I'm going to write about A, but I'm going to slightly do a different picture or rejig it for the different platforms, but still talking about A.
Yeah, okay. You can do that. What I tend to do is I have, different posts that I put out on all my platforms for this week. and then I might, take the Facebook post from this week and use it on LinkedIn next week, but I'll rewrite it so I've already done the work, right? This is where you have the strategy. You really understand what your topics are and what people are wanting from you. You write your content, and then you can go back and change it. Like, you can add a new story to it. You can add, like, there might be new research out that you can go, oh, I already wrote about that. Cool. I'll go grab that post and I'll put a new spin on it and I'll shoot that out again. Yeah, absolutely. Or you guys are more than welcome to write 5 posts for Facebook, 5 different posts for your group, 5 posts for LinkedIn. But as you can see, that's already 15 posts for the week. And that's going to take a heck of a lot of time, and not even I want to do that.
But it's using the same post, but just rejigged.
Yes, yes, but I'm not sure that I'm getting that across well enough. So it's one post, right? And then you restyle it, you repurpose it. So if you're using this one post and you've started it with a story and it's got 3 tips in it, right? And you've got a call to action. If you're going to use that out over on LinkedIn, you might just get rid of the story and put a statistic, use the 3 tips, add another tip, and use the same call to action.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yes. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I hope I explained that well.
All good.
Cool.
Awesome.
Any other
Excellent.
questions?
All right. Well, I think there's probably going to be lots of questions. I love content. I sort of am a, if I could do my thing all over again, I'd probably be a content writer, really, because I love stories.
Good on you, Nick. Yeah, it's good fun. It really is.
Oh, it is.
When you can get in touch with your clever, creative streak, you'll be on a roll.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's been an awesome night. Look, I've got a heap of stuff that I've walked away with. I've got my team on here as well, James and Lorena. So they do a lot of our marketing. So I think they've got a whole lot of ideas from you too, Liz. So thanks for that.
Oh, good. Well done, guys.
All right, so we do have the giveaway tonight. So maybe if you tell us what the prizes that people are going to win, and while you do that, I'll bring up our super duper way that we do the draw.
Ooh, I'm excited to see this super duper way. Okay, you guys. Oh, look at that! How cool, guys! Tonight you are in the running to win a ticket to my content writing success workshop. That is not happening until July, but we are starting to promote it now, and it will sell out. It is worth $147. Plus you get a copy of my book, an actual hard copy. We will send that to you, not just an ebook. It's called Wow Words on the Web. Together, these 2 prizes are worth $174.95. How does that sound? Do I sound like a game show host?
Awesome. And Sally Jess, who's on here, says she's read your book and she says it's absolutely fantastic. So,
good on you, Sally. Good to see you.
In fact, I think I've got your book here too, and I have to
you
admit I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
Nick. I know.
And you want to be a content writer?
That's now on my Sunday reading list.
Good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Of course.
All right. So
There's
what we have here is
yeah.
So we've got the wheel of names to draw the prize for tonight, and the way it works, we've got everybody's name in here. So remember that you actually have to be here to win. If you've disappeared, we're going to draw it again. So how it works is this way here. We're going to click the wheel and spin the wheel. Everyone can see the wheel. Have I got it right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's spin the wheel. And the winner is Donna Greenhill.
Yay!
Now let's just check. Is Donna here? Oh, she's waving her hand, so she's here. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, congratulations, Donna. Do you want to Donna, do you want to drop your email address and phone number into chat there to Liz? and then you guys can touch base and so work out how this is all going to happen.
Absolutely.
Okay, and now that's not all, is it? You've actually got something for everybody too, haven't you, Liz?
I do have something for everybody. Tonight, because people have been having such issues with content and with COVID and with their strategy and what to put out there, I've got a special content planning session for everybody. It's free. I normally charge $197 for these. However, it's as part of my give back for the current situation. I have been doing quite a few of these just to for business owners to understand and gain clarity. And what I do in them is I understand more about you and your business, but then I give you a few strategic things that you can do and take away. There's absolutely no off pressure or anything like that. It's literally just my way of giving back. It's a free content planning session. It's completely up to you if you decide to take me up on that offer, but just know that it is there for you.
So, that sounds fantastic. So how do we, or how do people get in touch with you for that?
Yes, okay. So I do have a little bit.ly link here that I can pop into the chat. Is that okay, Nick?
That's fantastic.
For people to book them. Is that all right? Okay.
That's excellent. That's incredibly generous, in fact, because I know that Liz is really busy and does get booked out.
I am actually.
Yeah. I was going to say, so during this time, if you're like us, you'll be busier than you ever were as well too. So
yes,
that is
very busy. There you go, guys. Let me know that you can see that. It should link out. It should all be working. And that's a link to my calendar, and you can simply just book in. Excellent. And we'll have a chat.
All right, excellent. All right, well, look, thanks a lot once again, Liz, for tonight. It was absolutely packed full of information, really good. I've got some stuff I'm going to take away. I'm sure everybody else has got some good takeaways from tonight as well, too.
Thanks, Nick. I've actually got some takeaways myself.
Excellent. All right, so next week, just so people know what's happening for next week, we'll be back here, same time, same place, same channel, same Zoom, and next week we've got a woman from Brisbane. Her name is Steph Taylor. I met her on a Saturday morning as she was talking about podcasting and running a podcast, but that's not her main thing. That's her. That's one of the things that she does. But what she does is she helps people to put together digital products for their business. And she's got a really good process and strategy for doing it. Really good for service-based businesses and for businesses that need to get content out there. So this is perfect that we've had this today. Steph is going to show us how to put it together into a product that you can then go and sell. So that's well worth coming on to as well. So that's 6 o'clock. That'll be up on the Zoom now. So you can RSVP now and book in for that. So I recommend you do that. And what else? Oh, tomorrow. I keep on forgetting to mention this every single time. So I've got my little post-it note here to remind me. At 10 o'clock every Wednesday morning, we run a Q&A session on Zoom. So it's a no agenda Q&A. You can just come in and ask a question if you want help with maybe an app, a process, a question, a plugin, anything that you want to talk about in terms of your online marketing. That sort of 10 till 11 is a Q&A session where you can just come and ask and contribute to the discussion. So we've had some really good discussions in that session as well too. I come with nothing, so it's really just coming with, so whatever you bring, and that normally triggers off something. So you're welcome to come to that. So if I just get JM or Lorena, if you could just throw into chat here the link to that Q&A tomorrow. And for those that want to book in next week, we'll throw that link into chat as well too. Let me just put this one in. .in/. Okay, so the link that's in chat at the moment, which is posbiz.in/Bosio, That's to book the webinar for next week, for next Tuesday. And I've just put it into Carmel actually, so only Carmel's got that. So I'll go and give that to everybody now. Okay, so let's just throw it in here. And this link here, you can save it. It's the same link every single time. It's one of our short links. So yeah, so the one I've just popped in now, that's for next week. We'll get the Q&A link in there. If you don't see it in there, we'll pop it in the Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group. If you're not a member, go and join. We're always announce the events and everything we're doing in that Facebook group. So again, thanks for an awesome night tonight. Thank you for everyone for being here tonight and joining into the discussion. We've got a big long chat there. Remember, if you do want to save the chat, just go and click on chat, click on the 3 dots at the bottom, and click save, and you've got all of those links from the beginning of the evening, plus all the stuff that's happened for tonight. So thanks again, Liz. Thanks everyone, and look forward to seeing you all online with some awesome content. See you all later.